Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm getting rocked. I get my shit rocked. Oh, what? Is there a way?
I'm attempting to beat every Super Nintendo game in a completely random order. The latest randomly chosen game was a hockey game called Super Slapshot. There are a lot of sports games on the Super Nintendo, so I've decided that to beat a sports game, I just have to win a
We
single
did it.
exhibition
We
game,
won a
and then I
game.
can move on after exploring
Which
anything
is
else the game may have to
all we
offer.
need to.
After coming off the intensity of Firepower 2000, I was looking forward to some nice light hockey action and a quick win. Super Slapshot is a pretty bland hockey
Get the
game
puck.
with a few quirks worth mentioning. The first thing I noticed was the
Be like
orientation
those
of the
old
rink.
men that-
I was used to playing NHL games that showed the rink in a vertical perspective, but here we see a horizontal perspective, which was a little different. When I was getting started, one thing I found odd is that the teams you can choose from are all just countries. The typical hockey names are in there, like the USA, Canada, Sweden, and the like. But then we also have countries like Israel, Mexico, and Egypt, who have no earthly business being hockey teams in a video game. The cover of the game clearly shows a Boston Bruins player and possibly a Montreal Canadiens player squaring off. Imagine how disappointed you'd be if you were a huge Boston Bruins fan and bought this game only to get home and realize you're just stuck with the countries. There is an option to change the teams to cities, but even then you still don't get NHL teams. It just shows the country's flag for each city, so why are there NHL teams on the cover of the game? I decided that the only appropriate course of action was to play a best of 7 between two of the world's hockey powerhouses, Egypt versus Mexico. I chose Egypt and prepared myself as this guy's face morphed in strange ways to hype us up for the match. Look at that. Getting into the actual gameplay, sometimes the goalies were absolutely unstoppable machines. Just look at this. He's a brick wall. You can't get past him. Overall, though, I'd say the goalies were fairly balanced. The final score in most of my games were realistic hockey scores. It wasn't like Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey on the N64 where the final score is always something like 35-27. Anytime you get close to the goalie whatsoever, they get the puck. The slightest brush and you lose the puck without any visual indication that you lost it. Half the time I didn't even realize the goalie had the puck. You can choose to pass the puck out as the goalie or hold it, but this seems to be totally random. There were many times I was desperately trying to pass the puck out and the goalie just would not do it. Usually in hockey games, there is a button you can press to change your player to the player on your team who is closest to the puck. As far as I can tell, this button does not exist in this game, and it seemed like most of the time I was relying on the AI to control my other players to try and get the puck. I couldn't figure out how to check or steal the puck from the other team. It all seemed very random. Often during matches, this fight icon would come up on screen, and I didn't know if this meant there was a fight currently happening or if it meant I could somehow trigger a fight if I wanted. I never did see a fight in the game, but there is a dedicated fighting mode included. I'll have more on that later. I won't go through each match I played, but in general, Egypt got stomped by Mexico. I lost the series 4-1, but I did win one match, so I was free to move on to my next SNES game. However, I wanted to explore the other game modes Super Slapshot had to offer first. A shootout mode is not unusual to see in a hockey game. What is unusual is that the shootout mode in this game is completely different mechanically than the actual hockey game. You get lined up and a teammate passes you the puck to shoot towards the goalie. As the puck gets closer, you need to press a button to shoot it. I'm going to give you a second to try and guess what button you need to press. Yep, you got it. You need to press down on the D-pad. You know, that classic shoot button. I didn't play this mode for very long, but I did make 1 or 2 epic saves before ultimately losing.
Oh, oh, they're booing me.
Next, it was finally time to try the fighting mode. This mode was incomprehensible. It seemed like my opponent could duck and throw all these different punches, but I couldn't do any of that. I'd often get totally stun-locked with no chance of recovering. I'm still not sure if this fighting minigame can even happen in the actual hockey mode or not. Egypt even had a higher power rating than Mexico, and I still couldn't do much to win a fight. I was about to stop playing at this point and move on to my next random game, when someone in chat informed me that I should try the password .sch .r. Yes, that's right. This hockey game has a password system, and it seems to be mostly used to like save game settings. However, this code did something different.
What the what? Everybody's upside down. This game is cracked. Are the controls reversed too? I think the controls are reversed. I don't know. I haven't gotten the puck yet. This is madness.
Yep, for whatever reason, that code turns all the player and ref sprites upside down. It was a pretty funny thing for them to include, and I wonder what the story behind it is. I always love discovering neat little niche things in old games like this. So in the end, what about a ranking? Super Slapshot, overall, is not a good game. There are definitely better hockey games out there for the Super Nintendo, though it does have some quirky charm with its fighting mode and shootout mode and just the oddness of it all. Oh, I forgot to mention, after each period, the game shows you stats. Not just a page of stats, though. The game shows you a freaking dossier with 14 pages of stats. I love the dedication here, but why is this in the game? Who would want this? It's crazy. Overall, this game lies squarely in the mediocre category. I'd give Super Slapshot a 45 out of 100. It was finally time to pick my next random game. I ran the randomizer and got Aero the Acrobat 2. If you like this video and want to keep up on my progress, please leave a like and consider subscribing. You can also check out my progress on Twitch at AH2. Thanks, and tune in next time for my recap and review of Aero the Acrobat 2. Bye.
That is